Hello students, in this video we are going to be understand that the refraction of light through prism. Hope you have, so many students might be aware about how exactly the prism is look like, isn't it? It is a transparent glass material, clear, which has a 2 triangular base and 3 rectangular lateral surfaces, actually from which light is going to be refracted, isn't it? And all these things are related to the reflection of light that we have seen in case of the light chapter. Hope everyone is very much aware about that. Now let us try to focus exactly how the light is going to be refracted when it is incident on a prism. Clear? So what are the things are going to be has to be understand that we are going to be studying from this. Clear? Now here I have drawn a 2-dimensional prism, isn't it? Which is ABC. Clear? If the prism is equilateral, then the angle of prism is equal to how much? 60 degree, isn't it? So this point is I am going to be considered the angle of prism. Now dear, it has 3 faces. One is AB, the second one is BC, and the third one is what? AC. Now light is going to be incident on face AB. Clear? So as soon as light is incident on face AB, so let us suppose this light is P and Q. Let us suppose this point is called the Q, and this ray is called as which ray, beta? Incident ray. Which ray? Incident ray. Clear? Now, as we know very well, always the normal is drawn perpendicular. Clear? This is what the normal. Clear? Now the light is moving from air to glass. So as per the concept we have seen, when the light is traveling from the air to the denser medium or air to glass medium, it has to be bent toward the normal. So light will bend toward the normal and it will travel parallel to the base of a prism. Parallel to the base of a prism. Let us suppose this point is called the Q point. Clear? This normal is called as N dash. Clear? Now what happens, you know that light is incident on face AB. After refraction, it will travel parallel to the base of the prism. Now as soon as light reaches to the another face of the prism, that is AC, now it has to be come out of the prism. Clear? Now again, one normal is drawn here, and that normal is called as, let us suppose, M dash is the normal. Now as soon as the light entered at this face, now it is coming out from the glass to the air medium. That is a denser to rarer medium. Where it will bend away from the normal. Clear? So this is the normal. Then the light will bend away from the normal. Light bends away from the normal. Clear? Let us suppose this point Q, this point is the R, and this point is called as S. Clear? So this is the incident ray, refracted ray, and emergent ray. Clear? So this ray is called as which ray, Babu? That is the emergent ray. Which ray? Emergent ray. Emergent ray. Correct? So this ray is called as emergent ray. If suppose I draw this angle and this angle, so this angle is called as angle of incidence. Angle of incidence. Clear? That is denoted by I. And this angle is called as angle of emergent. Angle of emergent. Denoted by E. Clear? So then which one is the refracted angle now? Obviously with the normal. So this one is called the refracted angle, and this one is also called as what? Refracted angle. Clear? Now here from this point, if suppose I draw a line which is in a as incident ray, let us suppose this point is something H. Clear? And from the emergent ray also, if suppose this point is drawn, and somewhere at this point incident and emergent ray are intersect. Let us suppose this point is called as X point. Clear? And there is one angle we are getting, and that angle is denoted by what? That angle is denoted by what? A letter D, and which is called as the angle of deviation. Which is called as what? Angle of deviation. So this is a very important. So this one is called as angle of deviation. Clear? Students, this is how the light is going to be refracted through the prism. That's all. But you have to mention what other terms are there. How we are going to write it down? That we have to write it down. What exactly the PQ is the incident ray. PQ is the incident ray. QR is the refracted ray. Is the refracted ray. Come on. RS is the emergent ray. Clear? Then the next one. I. This is the angle of incidence. I is the angle of incidence. Then R is the angle of refraction and E is the angle of emergent. Angle of emergent. So this is how the light is going to be refracted through the prism. Clear? But along with that prism, we can understand another concept that is called the dispersion of light. Clear? What is that? Dispersion of light. Dispersion of light through the prism. Dispersion of light through the prism. How this concept is going to be understood? Let us highlight on this. Correct? What exactly the concept of the dispersion? Dispersion means what? Splitting of light. Splitting of light in several colors. In several colors. That exactly the concept it is to be called. The dispersion, that's it. Light aa gayi, light ke different color ban gayi. That is what it is to be called. The dispersion. It happens. Now why exactly the light? Obviously, as when the right light is coming from the sun, we are able to see only one, that is the white color. But as soon as that light is allowed to travel through the prism, we can able to see a different type of colors, and that exactly the concept it is to be called as dispersion of light, isn't it? One natural phenomena that is called the rainbow, which totally depends upon this concept that is called the dispersion of light. We are going to highlight, we are going to make one separate video on that. But first we will try to understand what exactly the dispersion of light and how it is going to be take place. Clear? Now let us suppose this is what exactly one concept. The prism is taken. This is the prism. Clear? Let us suppose this A, B and C. Clear, students? Now the light is incident, isn't it? This is what the light is, white light. Clear? Which light? This one is the white light, which has one color. Now as soon as light is traveled through the prism, what happens? You know that after refraction, we can able to see a several color. That is, we observe how many colors? 7 colors. Clear? So the this was the red one and this one is the violet color. Clear? So we observe the 7 different colors, and those are in a sequence Vibgyor. Vibgyor. Clear? Now what is this sequence? This sequence is in Vibgyor. Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. So red is the least deviated color. Least deviated. Least deviated. And V, that is violet, is what? Maximum deviated. Most deviated. Correct? Most deviated. Most deviated color. Get what I am saying? Now why exactly it happens all these things? Why we are getting the 7 different colors, and why the red is the least deviated and why violet is the most deviated? Why it not happens that violet is the least one and the red one is the maximum or the most? It's a very simple explanation about is that red color possesses a more wavelength, that's why it's scattered less, and violet color possesses a less wavelength, that's why it's scattered most. This is the reason behind that, and between the colors are there, you know that this is the violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. This is what exactly the concept is to be called the dispersion of light, isn't it? But now when we see this type of the colors over here, when the prism is placed and when the light is incident on one surface of the prism, and from this side we can able to see the different colors. Now whatever the colors we are getting, isn't it, that colors are called the band of colors, and entire these colors are called the spectrum of colors. What it is to be called as spectrum of colors, क्योंकि हमें एक बैंड में कलर्स मिलते हैं. रेड कलर का एक बैंड होता है, देन ऑरेंज का एक बैंड होता है, येलो का एक बैंड होता है, और उसे सभी को कहा जाता है द स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ कलर्स. Clear? Spectrum, band spectrum, isn't it? This is what the concept it is to be called, the dispersion of light through the prism. But now children, there is one more concern is that as we have incident white light, is it possible that we will get the same white light after refraction through this prism? Isn't it? Is it possible of white light is incident and after when from this side white light is incident and from that side white light is seen? Is it possible for us? Obviously it is possible, and that was given by one of the eminent personality in physics, that is the Sir Isaac Newton. Clear? This is what the concept. So let us try to understand that concept that is called the recombination of the prism. Clear? What exactly it is to do that? That is called the recombination of white light through the prism. The recombination of white light, how it takes place generally, let us try to understand. Clear, children? This one is the white light. I am very sorry. White light. Sir, so Newton has explained that is called the recombination of white light. Clear? Recombination of white light. What happens? How the white light is going to be recombined? For that purpose, let us suppose take one prism. This is one prism is taken. Clear? Let the prism is P1. Another prism is taken, and that prism is exactly situated, inverted with the first prism. This is what. Clear? So this one is the P2. One prism is placed like that, another prism is what? Inverted. Isn't it? As compared to the first one. Now what happens? The light is incident like that. The light is incident. After this is what the, obviously which light? White light. So white light is incident on the one surface of the prism. Let us suppose this one is what? A, B, C. Clear? And this one is what? Let us suppose X, Y and Z. Light is incident. After incident of light, what happens? Light gets refracted and it produces how many colors? 7 colors. But now here I am going to consider the least and most deviated, that is red and violet. So the red colors, correct? Red colors and violet colors. Clear? So then after coming from this, it will away from this. This one is the red and this one is what? Violet. Clear? This is what. Now after that, they will incident on the inverted prism, and from that they will travel in that direction. Clear? This is what. They recombine at this place and the light will come from this light. Isn't it? So this word exactly it is to be called as the white light. This word exactly it is to be called as the white light. Which light is incident? White light. After refraction, dispersion of light. Again, these colors will incident on the another prism which is placed inverted with the first, and after when we see from this side, what we are observing? The white light. And this concept is called as the recombination of white light. Who has explained this concept? That is Newton. Clear? This is all about the refraction of light through the